A very warm welcome to IDFC First Bank Presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 12. I'm Ritwika Gupta, and today I'm bringing you highlights from our recently concluded Coimbatore Springboard. Now, known as the Manchester of South India, Coimbatore is fast rising as a manufacturing powerhouse. What are the opportunities, challenges, and what are the future prospects? We're going to be discussing this tonight. On the show tonight, we'll be joined by Padma Shri Dr. A. Sakthivel, Honorary Chairman, Tiruppur Exporters Association, K.M. Subramanian, President, Tiruppur Exporters Association, M. Karthikeyan, President, Coimbatore District Small Industries Association.
Coimbatore's rise as the Manchester of South India symbolizes the city's multidimensional development, booming innovation, and industrial heritage. As a leading textile hub with a thriving auto industry and robust education sector,
Coimbatore as a city, it is like what Pooja mentioned, it is known as the Manchester of South India. And I think this is truly inspiring, not just in terms of how it has built its reputation as a manufacturing prowess, but also in terms of how it has been able to sustain it over so many years. So by way of opening remarks, I would like to ask a common question to each one of you. What would you say are the key factors that have led Coimbatore to actually boost growth and really make a mark in the manufacturing industry? And what does it really mean for the overall Make in India vision, the overall India growth story? Let's start with you, perhaps, Dr. Sakthivel.
Coimbatore means entrepreneurship. That's the key word I can say about the Coimbatore. Coimbatore people are born with the business blood. 1988, I remember it is our spinning mill started at Coimbatore. And because of the spinning mill, because of that, farmers started growing cotton here. So it became a cotton growing sector also became a textile sector. The people who was doing the textile business, they switched over to the engineering industries because I boldly say that most of the younger generation went abroad and learned engineering and they came back.
Sure.
Then that engineering became a foundry-oriented industries because they thought that for engineering we need foundries. So they started foundries here. Now in the world, whether foundries and engineering, they export to all the big brands of automobile as well as the machinery manufacturers. In 1985, our export was only 15 crores. Now, you know how much we are doing?
Please tell us.
Yes, we are doing 35,000 crores now.
Wow, a round of applause for this. Absolutely.
You name any disease, there is a hospital for everything. So I can say it's a medical district. And also, if you talk about education, again, the whole of India, Coimbatore enjoys the education district status.
Fantastic. Mr. Karthikeyan, of course, you would agree with what Dr. Sakthivel said, but I would like to know your perspective as well.
So, I would just go back still further. Mr. Sakthivel has started from 1985, so I would go to 1872 when the railroads were laid in Coimbatore. The basic how it started was the coffee and tea which was planted from the estates nearby were shipped to Britain. That's the major idea. Then Coimbatore had also growing cotton. So the first idea was them to ship the goods. So they started, next step, they started manufacturing yarns in Coimbatore. That's where the textile industry started booming up. That is in early 1900s. So that gave a roadmap for what Coimbatore is today. See, when textile came in, the need for foundries came up. So that was during 1900s, early 1900s, textile industry needed a lot of foundry castings. So a lot of foundries were started. Then came spare part making. So machine shops were started. Then came motor. 1930, our G.D. Naidu is called as ensign of India. So he had the idea of, they founded UMS, and UMS was manufacturing motors. They were first, and that paved a way for Coimbatore being today holding around 40 to 50% of India's motor and pump industry. So if you see why textile came to Coimbatore, it is because of the environment, the climatic condition. I'm talking about not environment, climatic condition. The climate is very, very apt for the yarn to be manufactured. So, the humidity level was very perfect, and that's how Coimbatore evolved into textiles. So, from textile to motors to wet grinders to IT industry, there is a huge transition. Now we are heading towards defense manufacturing. We are heading in towards electric vehicle. So that's how it's just adding to what Mr. Sakthivel has done. That's all to me. Thank you.
Fantastic. Mr. Subramanian?
Good evening, Ritwika. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, Anna said, I am talking about Tiruppur. Tiruppur and Coimbatore are now twin cities actually. It is Coimbatore initially grown, now along with Tiruppur also joined Coimbatore. The uniqueness of Tiruppur is now we are making green garments. That is, we brand Tiruppur green, like that green Tiruppur, like the concept we are manufacturing. The Tiruppur entrepreneurs are very strong in sustainable program, that is, we call it ESG, environmental social governance. We are doing around 13 crore liter water every day. We are recycling it, and apart from that, we are doing green energy, that is wind and solar. Almost 5 times we are producing more than what we are consuming. So 2000 megawatts we are producing, and only 300 megawatts we are consuming.
Fantastic. I like how you spoke about green manufacturing, because that is something that's very relevant, in the world we are living in. Dr. Sakthivel, I want to come to you right now. Tiruppur Exporters Association is seen as a significant driver when it comes to boosting exports in India, especially textile exports. So I want to understand, if you could outline some of the initiatives that the association has undertaken to really make the region as well as the sector competitive on the global stage.
In 1990, we started our Tiruppur Exporters Association, and I want to tell you a small story about how we have faced and how we have done ourselves. So when we find that there is a lot of infrastructure lapses at Tiruppur, first we said, let us have a factories expansion, because Tiruppur became congested. So we started one industrial estate called Bodalipalayam Industrial Estate. Again, we bought our own land and went to the government. They said that, see, now we have a crunch of finance, so we can't finance your land and other things. What you do is you create your own infrastructure facilities in that industrial complex. So we went to the L&T, we gave the contact to them, and within, you don't believe it, within 5 months, we built 150 sets with a 4,000 square feet, and also we never took any money from the government of Tamil Nadu or India. We took money from the bank, and we built that industrial estate. So along with the ILFS, we started the PPP project called, again they said that Tiruppur is already a place where you are doing the business, but we can file out solely to the new place. So immediately we find a name, New Tiruppur. So we have started a new Tiruppur project, and we went to the PPP model. So we industry invested about 20 crores. Then we took money from all the financial institutions. It is a 1,000 crore project. Even the World Bank has done it. This is the first project, after no project has come like this. 1,000 crores project for bringing water from 60 kilometers away from Tiruppur. And also, they want that, because World Bank wants, we had to do the water drainage system also. So we have agreed to that aspect also. So 1,000 crore project we started, and successfully now, I can again say that in the world it is not there. 24 hours into 7, we have the water at the doorstep of our processing house and also industries houses. And also we thought that when madam he met, she said you have to give some contribution to the people of Tamil Nadu. So we have agreed to give no loss, no benefit basis. Nearly 27 villages, wayside villages, we have given the water. And that time it was a Tiruppur municipality. We agreed to give the drinking water to Tiruppur municipality also. So that way, the water project is started. Then we start that we should have a fashion institute. So I was a board member in LIFT. So I could make LIFT board to agree to start in collaboration with the tea. That we started a LIFT tea. Then we started our whole container depot. Then we started the next park is Netaji Apparel Park. So on, and we started our own school. So all this is done only by the Tiruppur Exporters Association with the cooperation of Tiruppur Industries. We never ever look for the government help. That's what Tiruppur is successful, because we are able to do our things ourselves. Thank you.
It's time for a quick break here. We'll be back shortly. Stay tuned. Welcome back. You're watching IDFC First Bank presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 12. We are bringing you highlights from our recently concluded Coimbatore Springboard. Take a look. Mr. Karthikeyan, coming to you, when we speak about small businesses, MSMEs, they form the backbone of any economy. I want to understand, because you're working closely with small industries at CODISSIA, what is their role, in Coimbatore's economy? And at the same time, what kind of initiatives are you doing to, support smaller businesses in terms of, say, resources or skill development? What can you tell us?
CODISSIA has its own trade fair complex which was built in 2000. The main idea of doing that was to showcase our products there and also bring in buyers. That was one idea. The next thing is bringing international trade fairs to our doorstep so that the industries can reach to the buying of machineries. So this will boost the total technology available in this region. So this is one thing which we did. The next is we are saying about skill development to be developed for the industries because we are mainly dependent on migrant laborers, and the migrant laborers we cannot as of now 30% of migrant laborers have gone down coming to Coimbatore. So we have to really upskill and skill our existing workforce. What I mean by skilling is we have to reach out to the rural, get the people to come and we have to train them for our industry ready and make sure that we have them in the place of migrant laborers. And what about upskilling? So we have 100 colleges in Coimbatore. So we have, what is the gap is there between the college coming out student and to the industry ready. What is industry ready and what the college is a little bigger subject which it might be time taking, but just bridging that. Industry ready is, see, for example, you need operators for CNC operated machines. The college students have to be upskilled to make sure that they run the machines. That's if I have to tell it in just a few seconds. So this is one is skilling. Then what we do is we support in export promotion. So we have been writing to the government to hold MSMEs, give them the certification cost for exports. Testing is there. The cost to be given by the government as a subsidy. This we are representing to the government. And I will just add one more before I finish. We are asking the government to give funds to the MSMEs. This is where MSMEs are suffering. The 14% of the MSMEs are funded. It is statistics taken by Economic Times. So I just want to mention. So 14% of the MSMEs are funded by banks, in the sense public sector banks. I'm just leaving away the NBFCs and things. So there is a huge gap of, we are saying 35,000 crores, 35 lakh crore gap is there for the funding. We call it as $560 billion gap is there for funding to MSMEs. If MSMEs get this fund, so MSMEs will be able to match their record. This we represent to the state government and also to the central government. So this is our submission. Thank you.
Fantastic. Mr. Subramanian, coming to you, when we speak about manufacturing, we always hear about the China plus one strategy. Now, I definitely want to know your take on that, but more so, how businesses in the manufacturing sector can really capitalize on this. How can we, have our own niche? How can we become more competitive on the global stage to boost exports as well as, overall growth for India as a country?
Yeah. Overall, China plus one is a good thing for textile business as well as all Coimbatore business. Coimbatore and Tiruppur, both cities are basically we have entrepreneurship in our blood itself. So we will use the China plus one to advantage and we will grow along with it.
Fantastic. Now, I just want to get your closing remarks for the panel today. One single contributing factor that you think will really propel Coimbatore on the global stage as well, because we know that it's doing fantastic when it comes to the textile sector, automobile, and even jewelry. So, what is that one single contributing factor according to you? Let's start with you, Dr. Sakthivel.
We want a competition world because we compete with the world market. So what our request to the government is, they were giving interest subvention, and now they have taken it away in the sense they made the limit to the 50 lakhs. That is, if you borrow only 2-3 crores, it will be 50 lakhs will be over. So we want to brought back the interest IES we call. So 5% for the manufacturing and 3% for the merchant exporters. Another thing, the PLI scheme is very well taken in India, but in textile we are not able to do it because that limit for the MSME is very high, 100 crores investment. We want that it should be 25 crores. The second request to the government. And also we are competing with the countries where they have enjoyed the duty-free status. Bangladesh, Vietnam, you name any country who is competing with us. So we want that FTAs should immediately brought in. Especially now we are happy that our Honorable Prime Minister met UK Prime Minister, the sideline of G20, and January they start the dialogue. So that with the FTA, with the Australia it's doing well, with the UAE we are doing well. So we want that FTA should be done even with the USA, because now Mr. Trump has come, he is a very favorable person for Indian nation. So we want that government should talk about FTA with the USA also and with the EU also. Once the government have a FTA with these countries, Coimbatore region will grow into multi, I can say maybe 100%, 200%. Any engineering goods, any foundries, everything is struck because of the duty structure. So especially apparels and bedders. So we want that government should speed up the FTA procedure immediately. Thank you.
Fantastic. Mr. Subramanian, I'd like to know your closing remarks as well, especially in terms of now we have the India Textile Policy 2024, we have the Tamil Nadu Textile Policy as well. What is your perspective on that? How can that really reshape the industry?
Yeah, Government of India's textile policy is announced. It is a lot of subsidies and other supports from the government. Yes, Sakthivel said it is by PLI 2 scheme, Mitra parks, on 7 parks they allotted from Government of India. 1 park is coming to Tamil Nadu, that is in Virudhunagar. Like that, so many supported by the governments, and it is benefit to the industry.
Fantastic. Mr. Karthikeyan, I'll let you have the last word. What more needs to be done for smaller businesses in order to make them competitive on the global stage, especially smaller businesses in Coimbatore?
I would say the smaller business MSMEs has to watch out for few things, which is like watch out for the technology, upgrade your technology, look out for innovation, please have a financial discipline, have good marketing strategy, and lastly have good skilled manpower. These five things are the success factors which will make the MSMEs from micro they will grow to small, and small they will grow to large. Because in India, if you see nearly from micro to small, around 14% happens every year. That's the data given by the Development Commission. So if you see, they have to scale up their industries, look out for new innovative products and technology improvements. That would be my suggestion. Thank you.
Well, fantastic. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for your time. It was a lovely discussion. And with that, it's a wrap on this edition of IDFC First Bank Presents Leaders of Tomorrow Season 12. We hope you enjoyed the discussion. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.